The Casa dei Bambini was Dr. Montessori's pedagogical experiment, her experiment for a new method of education. And this new method required a new kind of adult. The adult was no longer seen as this catalyst of sending information, pouring it into the child. The adult is seen in a more passive role. This new adult needed to be able to have a genuine desire to serve the child. This was an individual that could look at a child and see them for the person that they were going to become, and that understood that every child was our hope for the future. Something very special about the Montessori pedagogy is the training of teachers. Because we have a training in the science, we also have an internal preparation that we go through as well. And our video series is going to cover both of these aspects. In Montessori, you're going to hear a couple different terms used for the adult. Sometimes it's the teacher. Sometimes it's the director or directress, and sometimes it's the guide. So a little history here is Dr. Montessori saw that the adult was the director of the child's spontaneous energies. So this is where that term came from. A more modern term that tends to be used is the guide. And what that means is the adult is guiding the child through their path of development. So now let's begin. We're going to begin with the science and the art of being a guide. The science is the understanding of child development, the understanding of the Montessori philosophy, knowing the materials, what are their purposes, when do we deliver a lesson, how do we deliver that lesson. Dr. Montessori emphasized that adults needed to be working with those manipulatives so they could make the same discoveries that we're going to see children make. Through our work with the materials, we come to a deeper understanding of the nature of them. The art of the guide involves a couple components, and the first is observation, not simply observing to see, but using observation as an assessment so we can select lessons that are meeting whatever developmental manifestation that the child is showing us. Then there is the art of the invitation. This is how do you invite that child to a lesson? How are you enticing and charming in that way? Then there's the transferring of that work, that material to the child after your presentation. And finally, this concept of fade and observe. You need to be able to leave that lesson without the child knowing so you can watch what happens. Another aspect to the art is being able to recognize what concentration looks like and then protecting it. We need to protect concentration from well-meaning, friendly children. We also need to protect concentration from well-meaning adults. It is fragile, and we need to make an extra effort to make sure that child is not interrupted so the concentration is broken. And finally is our conduct. An effort needs to be made, of course, to be building relationships with the children. We want them to want to be with us, to accept the lessons that we're offering. But there's a fine balance there between being friendly but also maintaining your authority as the adult in the classroom. Children need a lead in their environment, and that needs to be you.